Let's get it rocking. Running late. Girls got something to do. I'm just trying to chill. Spreaker, Facebook, YouTube. And I ain't even got no health drink left. So it's gonna have to be water. So let's make sure everything's up to par. We sent out the black signal. The black signal is going out. And since it's not this early, we send it out to everybody. We're going to open up the phone lines. But I would ask that you refrain from calling until after. My mic is gone. Cleveland! That's what I'm talking about. Go get Cleveland for me, please. So let's see if we streaming on all cylinders. All right, the black signal has went out. It appears we up on Facebook. We up on YouTube. One chat is open. Another chat is open. Look in that bag and see if my mic is in there. I don't think it's in there though. So we up on Facebook. We up on YouTube. My daughter's getting ready. Where's my mic?
I'll put it over here.
Thank you. All right, so now we could go on and open up the lines. Hopefully. Oh man, I forgot. My mic might be broke. It's on this last later. I don't know. It's just old, man. I had this mic for years. It served, and I'm not dissatisfied with the service that it has. For those that are interested in the mic, I'm using a Snowball Blue. Gina wanted to show her art. Beautiful artwork, Miss Gina G. Dang, yeah, this mic is not picking up on the system at all. Oh, no. It's not picking up, but hopefully y'all can still hear me if y'all call in. So we're going to let that roll. Do the toast, and like I said, if y'all got time, we going to do the talk. Just a little bit. I'm going to get my daughters up out of here. They have an engagement that they need to go to. But
birthday party? You said engagement.
That's an engagement, young lady. All right.
That doesn't sound right.
All right.
So for now on, use birthday.
So family, we're going to get started. So first off, I want to welcome you to the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority. Let me get stubborn here. The place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Thank you, Anime, for being on point. They had time to sleep in today. This is the Heart of a Simple production. And of course, you know, this is the Daily Toast and Talk. When we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink? Deep breath, deep breath. Now, grab your glass, put some water. Get your pitcher of that water. Lift that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Stretch it. Move your body, drink some water. Family, move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, move, move, then drink. Now, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Or should I say, breathe, drink, eat, move. Four pillars of health, family. Bang. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Drink, drink. Drink your water. Raise your glass. Drink your water, fam. All right, let's get it moving, let's get it started. And I know it's, on these Kuumbas, if I don't get y'all early, more than likely I ain't gonna get you. You catch it on the rerun. But hey, family, let's go and let's do this toast. I haven't started my tea yet. I still gotta go get the water. I'm trying to get the water while I'm out with my daughters. So we get the water, we gotta get the tea. And I'm gonna have to toast with water, because I don't have anything else healthy to drink around. I do have a bottle of ambrosia downstairs, but I don't want to pop the top right now. Alright, so let's go and do this toast. And like I said, if y'all have stuff y'all want to talk about, I got a few things I need to talk about. Just a few. I got some news clips, but we're going to run through the toast real quick. Then we will lay down our conversation real quick. So here we go. First, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We raise our glass and we salute that Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift our glass and we say, Ashe. From that, family, we move on to the list of our ancestors. We have an extensive list and it grows as our family grows. We call on Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown, C. Rosalie, Tilly, Jordan, William, Walter, Chris Pendergaston, Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Judy Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown, hold on, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, that's who that got to be. Let me start from Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Falar, Montague Pittman, No More X, Pet Mount Ra, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman. I knew I forgot to do something. We are Elder Ron Coleman. Let me, where you at? Because I ain't got it up on YouTube, on Facebook yet. We still at the beginning. Still toasting. Alright, cool. So I'm going to go to Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bruford, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inell Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek Pullian. I'm missing something there. Derek L. Pullian, the Lester brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Ree Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jennifer Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCray, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Mel Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Agoso, Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Trail Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thorne, Pearl G. Thorne, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Gerald Johns Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, 70 Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thorne, Richard Thorne, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Banks, May Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thorne, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, Dave Ramsey, Charles E. Thorne, Frankie Quells, Urania Thorne, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Danny Jones, Henry Ward, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinelli, Dalmatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs, Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs, the second Vita Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Milner, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brandon Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Edis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Didi Monares, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scanterbury, Wilson Haley, Emma Hine, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spradling, Calvin Spradling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee, Print Up Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Eddie Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pena Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles D. Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Archie Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gaston, J. Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Bookie, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word, the First Stage Trash, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, Dave Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabraka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Morgan Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harry Tubman, Kate Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Eno, Baby Hatch, Senior Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Prince Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Audie Casey, Thomas Cooper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Frances Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Town, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Smiley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earthton Houston, Led Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe, Jamel Alls, and Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green at the Greenback, Vaughn, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Remy Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Bubba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Mira Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Azella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robert Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, JaVale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McDare, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Albert, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlie Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Andy Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. We also have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as our sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Poore, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damon Top, Christina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Comes to close that door. Aunt Barbara Lewis. Go close that door, Gina. Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Sean McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quincy Sample, Candace Simmons, Sarah McClay, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Edo Clarence Slumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flynn, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gipper, Dominique Nichols, Ruthie Lane Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Jane Margaret III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Al Lauti, Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Creamy Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Johnson Carl White, Desi Woods, T.Lar Woods, Lennox, T.Lar Woods, Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamara Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnilla Willis, Ethel Lane, Samantha DeMond, Ethel Marshall, Steve Dougie Shelton, William Bill Walker, Carl Rico Johnson, Kim Gray, Stuart A. Johnson, Edward Young III, Isaac Jackson Sr., Drusilla Merle, Wayne Young, Christina Young, Thomas Young, Frank Merle, Sylvester Foster, James and Lizzie Winston, Abe and Julian Lawrence, Ozell Leathers Sr., Gladys Cofer, Ozell Leathers Jr., Geneva Jackson. We raise our glass to all of our ancestors. We lift our glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. Call it on the ancestors for a little help. Ancestors go out and, bless the children. Bless your children who have put your names on the list so we can toast you on a daily basis. Family, from there we move to the present moment. Right now, we are on Kuumba, and I want to give all of the Kuumba babies a round of applause. By the way, I owe some more push-ups. I'll get to those. I'll get to them. Today is Kuumba. And family, I want you to open up your particular formations and I want you to find Kuumba. We are looking for Kuumba, wanted dead or alive. Once you find Kuumba, feel free to post it up, a picture or an article or something on the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. Hashtag Kuumba found, hashtag Kuumba Day, hashtag even post up your picture. Hey, I'm a Kuumba baby. Hashtag Kuumba, baby. All right? Family, we raise our glass to this present moment we are in, and in this moment, for those that don't speak the language, Kuumba is the day. Kuumba is the day. We are in the moment of Kuumba, the meiotic principle of the day is creativity. Order is, no, my fault. Creativity is Kuumba means creativity. The meiotic principle is order. Orange is the color, as you can see by both of my shirts. Got on the orange, I'm representing. Cause and effect is the Hermetic law. Female name is Kwame. Male name is Kwame. Female name is Amma. Giving a round of applause to all of those babies. Again, it's your day, your time. Although we are in the moment of Kuumba, for each and every last one of us, it's our moment too. We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity in this moment to change our lives or to change the lives of others. This moment is ours. This is your moment, family. This is your moment, right? Do not waste it. This moment was gifted to you. It's a sacred trust that is passed from generation to generation. They passed that time, and in passing that time, they passed that space. Now we have an opportunity to do something with it. The question is, what are you doing with it? Because it's a sacred trust that we must be able to pass on to our children and our children's children, on to infinity. You know what I'm saying? It's our responsibility in this moment, because we can lose this moment. This moment is not guaranteed, and it's not guaranteed to be able to be passed on to the next generations, because we could fade away by doing absolutely nothing, by wasting our moments, by not doing any building, right? So family, what are you doing with your moments, right? So family, raise our glass to this moment and we say, Ashe. Then we move on to our future generations. We want to toast them in advance. We raise up our glass because we know they are going to leave monuments of greatness. You know why? Because we are already talking about leaving them space and time and resources so that they could do what they need, right? So we raise our glass to our children, our children's children, onto infinity, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? From there, family, it's a very simple jump to the next statement, to the next place, to the next time. And that is, we salute all of our relations and we say Ashe. From all of our relations, we raise our glass and we move to that sacred toast or that selfish toast. That's for you. What is it that you need in this moment? In this moment to move on and to move into your greatness, right? We say Ashe. From there, family, last but not least, I raise my glass to the most beautiful, the most outstanding, the most incredible individual there is in the world right now, at least in the room right now, and we know who it is. Who is it, Gina?
You.
It's you. It's you. We toast you. We say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. All right. So now what we're going to do is real quick, because I don't even know. Let's see. All right. We got some people up in here. So if y'all got stuff y'all want to talk about, y'all call in. If not, I'm going to save my news for tomorrow, because I got to get my stuff ready for... Oh, dang, Gina, they using your little picture as the screenshot. That's nice. Right here. Just stretch your head around right here. All right, because I got to get my girls somewhere. I promised them something, and so I'm going. We're about to go out. We want to wish Miss Jasana a happy birthday, right? So family, like I said, we'll come with the Toast and Talk a little bit heavy tomorrow. Yeah, I think because I'm going to chill tomorrow. Me and Sasha woke up, well, actually, you know, we got up and started watching Heroes second season. We watched about 3 episodes, right, Sasha?
About 7.
We ain't watching no 7 episodes. Was it? You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think it was 7. She said 7. I think we watched about 3.
I know.
Well, actually, since I got on, so we could have watched almost 5 episodes. We on season 2. She's really, really enjoying it. You know, and you know, if she liked it, you know, if I find something that my kids like that I like watching, man, that's a blessing. So I sit down and we watch and I answer her questions, and she's not up to the reading speed to keep up with the captions. So I read the captions for her. So so now she getting some reading, and then she get to learn about the hero's journey, which is the basics of all writing. You understand? So I'm getting her familiarized with that. So maybe she might carry on the little tradition that in our little, and at least as far as my side of the family, this little writing thing that I got going on. Family, those of you that are interested, by all means, check out. If you would check out our free e-course, you go to www.freegnjecourse.com. I'm not gonna post that up. I'll talk a little bit more about that with y'all tomorrow. But like I said, I ain't got no calls coming in. So since I ain't got no calls coming in, I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds, and then I'm gonna get up and get out. I'm gonna go and drink this. I'm gonna find something else to have for the health drink tomorrow, hopefully. But I'm going to start brewing. But if I start brewing tonight, I won't have no tea ready by tomorrow. So whether I start my tea today or tomorrow, the tea is not going to be ready. Because I don't boil my tea.
It's 2:52.
We don't boil.
But we need to be there at like 3 o'clock. Wait, this?
But if you can, go check out the Gye-Nyame Journey timeline. And I know y'all be like, Brother Tim, it ain't nothing but your videos. Nah, I'm trying to get y'all to help me with that. It's a community line. I want to make sure that y'all posting stuff up, long as it's appropriate, because, we don't want nothing to go and knock us totally off. But fast check how many millionaires are in Congress compared to the rest of the U.S. We can talk about that tomorrow, because that shit is ridiculous. We got somebody posted up a picture. It says, everything we touch should be an instrument for our liberation. If it's not, it should. And I'm going to leave it there. What's up, Sister Navita? Go on and find that on. We'll talk a little bit about that statement. What you think about it? You know what I'm saying? Also, let's look at it. Well, don't lower the ceiling, raise the floor. Now, we definitely going to talk about that tomorrow, because I made a comment on that, and family, it's important, because it's certain things that's going to come at us. And I know I said I was going to leave, but it's so hard. It's certain things in certain ways that people going to come at us. Fear is one. We're starting, as we get close to election, fear mongering is going to be a major piece that people are going to use. They're going to use the dreadful beast of Donald Trump to try to force your hand, you know what I'm saying, into going and voting for someone who has promised you nothing. I'm just saying, I want you to be aware of that. So it's going to be all types of talk, all types of fear talk that's going on, and it's going to be the vote of a generation, and we need I want to go, and I want us to unpack that, right? Because it's important that we understand that, family, we have been suffering. We have been suffering. And regardless of who in the White House, that suffering is going to continue. I hate to bring the bad news, right? This whole reparations, this whole black agenda thing is not a one-trick pony, a one election idea. This is something that we need to be able to have discussion about with everybody in our life, and a discussion that we need to make sure that is coming out of every politician's mouth that want to have anything to do with us. Brother Hatim, you like, what does that have to do with the whole piece about wealth? Don't lower the ceiling, raise the floor. That's another trick that they're going to come at you with, right? Because you're going to have, like the whole Bloomberg, I kind of went into the Bloomberg piece a little bit, you know what I'm saying, where, they start off with this black agenda, and then by the time they get done, the agenda that they laid out is for everybody. It's for everybody, right? And we have to understand that our needs are very specific, and our needs can't be fixed on an everybody basis. You understand what I'm saying? we have a different economic and political ailment in our community, and it requires a specific treatment, and we can't allow the treatment that they want to give to everybody to fool us into believing that we are going to get well because everybody is getting well. You understand, right? You don't treat me for the flu if my toe is messed up. See, that's what they want to do. Our toe is messed up, right? They want to treat us for the flu though, right? And then send us the bill. And we got to say no. So when they talk about raising the floor rather than lowering the ceiling, what the talk is that they want to keep everything the same. If I give everybody, I want you to think about this, black folks. If I give everybody money, wouldn't that leave everybody in the same position? Okay? So you got 3 cents in your pocket. Miss Gina G over here got $1 in her pocket. Right? Gina G's father, which is me, I stole your 97 cents and I gave it to Gina. As a matter of fact, Gina got $1.97 in her pocket. I stole 97 cents from you. Right? You and Gina is in a competition. You and I knew who calling in. You and Gina is in a competition.
This is Sister Navita. Boy, what was that? Was y'all popping popcorn or what was that?
What you mean, who popping popcorn? You calling my phone?
It felt like when I was listening on YouTube, the background I could hear sound like somebody was popping popcorn, but I don't know. Maybe it was
no, they was cooking hair. That's what was going on around here. They cooking hair.
It was the wrapping paper. It was the wrapping paper.
Let me finish.
Okay, well,
let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so, and I'm saying I'm gonna make it right, and I say, look, I want to make it right for you and Gina. Gina got $1.97. You got 3 cents. So rather than me taking your 97 cents from Gina and giving it back to you, I say, look, I'm going to give you $1 and I'm going to give Gina $1. So now you got $1.03. Gina got $2. And Gina got $2.97. Is it everybody benefited? Everybody happy, right? But everybody in the same position. They playing mind games with you. But go ahead, Sister Navita.
Well, excuse me, this is a little bit of, I think, on topic to what you're saying. I found my book by Bonacci, right?
Mm-hmm.
The book, Deconstructing Aspects of the Social Constructions of Race and Racism in Western Culture. And I'll just stop at that part. Now, this is a long title. I want to read something to you and everyone and tell me if maybe this is what you get out of this. So, it says, more insanity is perpetuated when the textbook suggests that a good method of dealing with racism in America is for parents to tell their children that in order to deal with racism, they should set high goals, but be prepared to be disappointed. Fuck that. No sane person sets lofty... I'm reading still, now fuck that.
Is that what he said?
No sane person sets lofty standards and...
Wait, stop. Did he say that? That's in the book?
Yes.
You added that, Navita.
Yes.
I gotta get the
No,
book.
it's in the book.
He said, fuck that.
So he says, fuck that.
Oh, okay.
No sane person sets lofty standards and goals based on expectations of being disappointed. Now, when we had this discussion in class last night regarding this statement, my thing is what he's speaking of, is it the equivalent of saying you have to work twice as hard but to get what they get? Is that the equivalent of saying that to you or not? Yes.
That for me, that's the equivalent. That's another way of saying that. You got to work twice as hard and stay up twice as long to get half of what they got. I mean, that's basically the same thing. That's saying you can't win.
That's true, though, right?
No. I mean, well, let me put it this way.
No, you don't think that's true.
If society stay the way it is, yes, it is. But basically what that's telling you is that you're not going to get there. Is the end statement.
So he said we need to stop. I'm interested to ask him about that statement because he said we need to quit telling our children that. But it's a reality, though. But yes, he says we need to stop telling our children that. And
but this is why we need to stop.
He says such benign teachings induce insanity in ourselves and our youth.
I mean,
such advice is not remotely adequate for preparing our youth for life in general, and therefore certainly not for how to deal with living under the constant restraints of America's historical system, racism. High standards are set because those are goals you expect to and must achieve.
Because now let me say,
so that's
what he's saying. Now, what I'm picking up is, how do you motivate somebody to go out into a world when you constantly telling them you got to work? I mean, did that really motivate you?
I get it.
Would that really motivate?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? You can't win, but still set high goals.
Okay, so I think pretty much he's saying that if you set high goals, then you need to teach your children to expect high things and not accept the fact that, well, I just got to do twice, but I'm going to get some of the pie, even though I got to do some of the work. Fuck that. You need to teach them that you need to get all the pie, and if you ain't getting all the pie, then that should be a problem, and then that needs to be resolved. I think that's what he's saying.
That goes. I mean, but then again, that's gonna come around to that culture piece too. But I don't want to argue about the culture. That's gonna come around to that culture piece too, because it's like, competing in somebody else's culture, and it's their culture, and you're a visitor in their culture. It's rare that you ever gonna beat them anyway. So we got to be able to set up situations where our children can be very successful at what they do. In some form or fashion, our culture has to be able to fold. Oh my God, baby, you wasn't supposed to cut that out, but you gonna hang it up? Gina is an excellent color. I'm sorry, but I digress. I seen Gina doing something. But anyway.
So anyways, the book is definitely worth the purchase. Trust me when I tell you. It's worth the purchase. It's a great read. It's informative and solution-based. And what's even more so is it's worth people coming out and meeting him and asking him questions regarding the book. I wish we had more people in the class partaking in the reading of this book. The book was written in 2019, so it's fairly new material. It is new material. And it references things that are happening in society today. And, I think it's a powerful book to read. I just feel bad that we don't have a larger amount of people in the group, especially a different crowd of people who I think, all age groups will benefit from it, but I think they will find it even more an interesting read. Because like what he says, that we kind of, with setting those, teaching our children, I never thought about it like that, those types of things, it's kind of setting them up for failure, but in the acceptance of mediocrity anyway.
Well, I mean,
setting them up for mediocrity and being accepting of it, like, well, that's what I'm going to work twice as hard to get this.
Why would I
and
work?
That somehow is supposed to be okay.
Right. Why would I, or put it in their mind, because you got some kids out there, why I'm going to work twice as hard not to get nothing? It don't make no sense.
No. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes no sense.
But in some of our elders, and even in some of our own cases, what we want to do is, we want our children to be the best that they could be, but we want to also prepare them for what history has taught us. You understand? From our experience of history. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know individuals that were better at something than everybody else, but for some reason, just some mysterious reason, they couldn't raise to the top of the ranks of where they were because of certain politics and certain things going on. We know what that is. So we want our children to acquire mastery at things, but we don't want to set them up to where when they do experience setbacks, not because of their skill, but because of who they are, because of their color. You know what I'm saying? We don't want them to be shattered because how can I put it? If you send a child out believing in the meritocracy talk that everybody is talking about, and they achieve all this stuff, and then they make one mistake, and all that is taken away. But yet they could see somebody with less skill than them that's just been on the same track that they on, make mistake after mistake after mistake. Like, for example, the whole issue with Biden. Like, I understand him hooking up his son, but the question that I don't never hear anybody asking is how in the hell could his son, who was basically a former crackhead, be sitting on boards? You know what I'm saying? Not only in America, but sitting on boards, making millions of dollars. Was he qualified? You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
of course not. Of course not. But let me explain something to you. And my sister brought this to my attention yesterday, and it was very well received from me. Now, I'm about to lose my job and shit. Went on the job interview yesterday. Everything went good up until, I had to talk about different programs that I use. And the company that I work for use outdated programming. And the person being African American, and they deal with African American people with their business. It's all an African American based business that's in the business of helping maybe what they call at purpose instead of at risk group of people, okay, in the African American community. Wonderful, wonderful cause. So anyway, and I love what the whole organization is about. So I fell short, though, on that and maybe a couple of other things. But outside of that, our agendas are the same, though, at the end of the day. So when I told my sister about the interview and how even after the interview, me and her sat there and talked for 15, 20 minutes just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On some knowledge type shit. Doing better for our people, bringing them up. So anyway, my sister go, well, why would she let the fact that you don't know those certain programs stop her from hiring you? That's bullshit to me. I said, well, she said she wants somebody who can hit the ground running. She said, you know what? I've interviewed for jobs with white folks where I'm supposed to have a bachelor's degree, but because they liked me and they thought that I would be a good fit with their company, they said, you know what? We're going to hire you anyway, and we'll train you. Because they are willing to train somebody that they think kind of is in their same, you know what I'm saying, playing field, if you will. But then they didn't realize the type of person she really was. But, so she was saying that to say that knowing your background, what you've done in the community, how you talked about this, and how you are in direct alignment with what they are trying to do, and you are doing that, and the only thing you missing is a little bit of training, even though it may have been inconvenient to them, they should have hired you and just trained you. Because she's in a position that she can do that for people like yourself who maybe can't get that type of a benefit. When you get in those positions, that's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly. So, but like I said, it didn't happen.
And I was like, damn, I never thought about that.
Well, I mean, so you heard something from your girlfriend, but I said the same. But I'm shut up. I digress.
Just say this shit. Quit acting like a girl. What are you talking about?
What? Are you referring to moi?
Quit whining. You like, well, but I would say this, but I'm not. That's some.
Navita, I didn't say this. I didn't say something similar to you yesterday. Or was it Thursday?
I can't remember, child. You asked me.
Oh my God!
It might have been. It might have been yesterday.
No, it don't matter. It don't matter. It's
that she should. I mean, I think you know.
No, but hold on.
But I didn't.
But it's not done yet.
Remember.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. I'll just say be patient. You know what I'm saying?
But now that I think about it, though.
You said what?
I'm hoping that the other side of the game, that I really want to get the other one anyway, the part-time gig. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope that works out in the end.
Don't worry about that.
Because I need to meet with you on some other shit that just, I've had some epiphanies today. I've had some epiphanies.
Right.
So, but needless to say, you know, we get in these positions
and
we need to be able to
hook up people
use them to our benefit.
That's what, but hold on. Because but that requires us to activate the culture within us. Because, like I said, I'm gonna finish my article, and so I can get my thoughts out. But it requires people to understand what culture is about. You know what I'm saying? If you are involved with something that can help your people, you have a responsibility to bring other people like yourself in so that you can start bringing some type of economic resources to the culture. That's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? Always try to bring some type of, because people can't help us if they can't pay a tax. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to call it dues or whatever, we have to have people around us. And when you find people who are willing to pay into what the family is doing, it is the family's responsibility to make sure that individual is able to produce for their family. That's what a culture is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's part of what a culture is supposed to do, because the culture can't survive with just motherfuckers being dressed pretty and having a nice philosophy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's, you know, and that's what we have right now. We have a group of motherfuckers that want to dress pretty on special events. And be able to eat and be able to say how they eat, and we got a whole bunch of individuals that are unemployed that will be very beneficial to the rest of the community. But we, you know what I'm saying, we get in these positions and we put up roadblocks to stop them from being able to get, oh, you're not qualified, I got to train you. Oh, you got a record. And you know, I mean, what's crazy to me is for us to, as a group of people, to be able to say what we know, how. I mean, because have you ever noticed this, Navita? You get in conversations with people, they could break down the school to jail prison pipeline. They could break down how the economic system has been set up and how it's been set up for us not to succeed. But then they will turn around and look at you and be like, look, you can't work here because you have a record? Yes. I've had people do that who own businesses. People I know, we have discussed this and went through this shit. And then my son come home and guess what? Can't get a job.
I'm like, hey, can you think my son needed? I can't, you know, I don't even know. What you mean? What you mean? But you know one thing I will say about the brother, because it was a husband and wife that interviewed me. Now the husband, you know, because I ended up crying in this motherfucker because, you know, they got to me about my passion. I got to talk about my son and his situation. And he said, well, you know what? When he come home, we got him because we got some programs here that are for people who are coming out of prison. Right. So, you know, I think he was more on my team than she was on my team too, but I don't feel like she was being disrespectful to me. I think she was on my team. She was a cool person, but I think, you know, she just didn't want to hire me based on the fact I didn't have those particular the training in those particular fields that she was looking for, and she wasn't willing to train me in that, unfortunately.
Listen to your brother, it's not over yet. All right?
It's not over yet, because I'm telling you, for sure it's not over yet, and I've had some epiphanies today. And so I need to get together with you and talk with you today if possible. I don't know what your agenda is.
Well, I got, you know, we got a birthday party we got to go celebrate. I got to do some tea. I don't, we might be able to do something, but like I said, because I'm still.
I mean, I can talk to you for the divine conversation.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I even go, I want to do, me and Sasha, Sasha want to do this. I want to finish this hero series with Sasha, so I might not even make it there tomorrow.
You don't want to finish it more than me.
Oh, my fault. Sasha gonna be gone. Yeah, so I'll be at Divine Conversation. I gotta decide on whether I'm gonna do my show from there and allow Divine Conversation to be the show. But I do want to have a more in-depth conversation. But like I said, it's incredible how we know all of the roadblocks and how we know the difficulties for us, but yet we will operate within that system as if that don't exist. And that's that.
And it's like you said, because and Benacci brings that up in his book too. What you just talked about, how people will say about how this things is designed for us to fail, and ghettos are our system, and blah blah blah. Then he goes into the whole thing with the prison and industrial complex, mass incarceration, and everything else. And then the same people who know this stuff exists, when they see somebody will say, well, this person has a criminal background. They don't want nothing to do. Immediately judge the person. Oh, he in jail. Well, he's like, that whole thing goes out the window.
Right.
It's weird to me how you talk all of that, but then if I say, like, well, they might say, well, dang, her son in jail. It's immediately a negative spin on anybody that's incarcerated.
So, I mean, and it's
like they acting like they don't know this shit exists.
Right. So now, and there's one thing is my thing is to make opportunities for folks. Find ways to make opportunities for our people. So once again, I go back. It ain't over yet. Just chill for a second, right? Just chill. Get your epiphanies together because they coming to you for a reason. Make sure you got them noted because you know how you forget shit. All right, your old ass, you forget shit, and it is what it is. But it's not over yet, so be patient with that. But understand, I mean, because like I said, but this is the craziness that goes on, and I think what Benacci was doing was pointing out the madness that we are dealing with, because many of us know this stuff. We know it. Some of us, we learned it in some of the best of the institutions with some of them telling us. And we still act like, you know what I'm saying? There's a possibility, like, you know what I'm saying? A brother did a crime and you know that there was a system set there. Well, you shouldn't have fell in the trap. And like for me, I know.
Even the same thing. The first thing is you assume his guilt. That's what I don't understand from a system that is known to falsely incarcerate. Like, I had seen a couple of articles coming through that white folks have been writing now, talking about the plea bargain, how to get an innocent man to plead guilty.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my son's case.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why you have so many innocent men in the penitentiary pleading guilty and taking plea bargains is because nobody wants to be the motherfucker who just did 40 years in prison and he was found not guilty. No one wants to be that.
Right.
So they take the plea.
Brother.
We see we getting one after the other down your timeline. 40 years free, 17 years free. When you got, some people know if you take it to the box and lose, but then you got somebody say, well, just take this plea.
Right.
And you only have to be there for 18 months.
Right.
3 years.
Okay.
Is you saying some people are making strategic choices. They're making strategic choices so that they can continue living their life. Okay, I'll take this and I'll try to survive in the best way I can. Which, like you said, once again, because what she said might flew over some of your head. She said nobody wants to be that motherfucker who spent 40 years of your life in jail innocent for them to come to you and say, oh, you know what? We messed up. We're going to let you out. We're going to give you a little bit, because that little bit of money don't really count for the years if they even give you money, because some people were released and were only released if they signed something that said that the state would not be held responsible. so they can't sue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to understand this. But we know these things are going on. But then when it comes to these positions, now I'm going to say this too. Many of us are not in secure enough positions where we could do that anyway either. Now, there are a few of us, and as time goes on, there'll be more and more of us. But we need, for our culture, for where we are right now, and Steve, I ain't miss your piece. I'm gonna read your piece. But many of us, we have to learn how. We need to learn how to secure our positions and strengthen our positions. Now, I'm gonna say this about brothers in jail and brothers coming out of jail. There's a certain reason why people don't want to deal with individuals coming out of jail. 2, not just because of the record. I want to say this because in jail, individuals experience real human nature. They get to see the real. And when you survive that, you never forget some of those lessons. So you're able to read bullshit real quick. You're able to see bullshit real quick. You understand tribal life because really in prisons,
that's just what you have.
You have tribal life. My life depended on not me as an individual, because me as an individual can't take these 5 predators that are approaching me, no matter how strong I am, especially if they got shanks or whatever weapons they got. But my 5 and their 5, I have a better chance of surviving. Tribing up and culture is all about helping an individual survive. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's deeper than just looking good. And we're trying to survive in somebody else's culture. So I got to put on a bullshit mask, and I don't need nobody coming in here to being able to call me on my bullshit. But hold on.
You're saying another reason why somebody does not want to hire someone outside of the fact that they may have a criminal record is their attitude, you're saying? No,
well, how can I put it? After you spend time somewhere where you have to actually see human beings in a truly survival mode, you are able to recognize bullshit. And in some cases, you don't mind calling it out. You know what I'm saying? So they're a little bit more, how can I put it? As fucked up as this sound, they're a little bit more freer than motherfuckers who've been out here thinking we free range chickens. Most of us that's been out, we're free range chickens.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers is actually from the wild. Once you go inside the institution and you really see how shit works inside those institutions and how you got to survive, that's how world governments work. We don't understand. We thinking it's something fancy and stuff. They only putting on fancy suits and stuff in these big meetings to hide what they really are. In prison, there's no hide. They being who they really are. They're being humans.
Oh yeah.
Doing human shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's about taking. It's about expanding your territory so that you can improve your chances of survival. So once you involve with that, and once you see that, you come out and see the world differently than other people. Not saying that you got to go to prison to see that, but a lot of brothers come to the awareness of it in prison. Now, brother Steve said, at least that's my thought. But somebody else could call in, because I ain't never been to prison. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just throwing out my suggestion. I sat in the jail. I sat in the jail for a couple. No.
If we was going to have this conversation, I'd have had somebody call in.
Well,
something like that.
Well, you already.
We'll do that for a later show.
There we go. Brother Steve say most of our smartest black men become woken from prison, because prison does bring you up out this slumber. Because right now, like I said, I keep on telling you, family, as they say in Godfather, keep your enemies close, but keep your enemies close, or something like that. They said that, I can't remember.
Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Keep your enemies closer.
That's what they say. Keep your friends close,
and
keep your enemies closer.
And how do you keep your enemies close? You keep them comfortable. Most of us are comfortable here.
And see, this is the thing about what the missing piece that a lot of people don't get about the mass incarceration and the people that are. Most of the brothers that are incarcerated, especially the brothers who are there for violent crimes, it's not confined to them. They're included in it. Let me just say, those people are our warrior class for real. These are the people that got enough guts to get up out here and actually shoot somebody, actually beat the fuck out of somebody, actually stab somebody. These are the people that have the guts to do it. Because a lot of people can talk about it, but they ain't about it. The only problem with these people is I think the government realizes that that's why they try to give these motherfuckers so much time on these assault cases, is because they know if this motherfucker come out and realize who his real fucking enemy is, we in trouble. We in trouble. Because that motherfucker is a motherfucker that don't mind putting himself on the line. He's already showed that. So then if he gets on the other team, we in trouble over here.
Well, let me
if
say,
he realized that I'm the enemy, he ain't going to hesitate to take my ass out and come lay it down.
Now, let me say
so they try to keep them type of brothers incarcerated for a minute.
Well, let me say this. Because I don't want to. At one point, I want to look at their position, but I don't want to. I don't want to pump it up, because I hear you on the whole warrior piece. But the one thing that most men need to move to the warrior level is one or two things. Either you need a culture that supports that. So if I'm a warrior, my culture is able to provide that. So shit, me killing a motherfucker means nothing, because I'm still going to be able to eat, because this is what I was supposed to do for my culture. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't got that.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I need you not to overthink that. It's just that they have that. Everybody's not cut to do that type of shit. Even if they back against the wall, in some cases, they might freeze the fuck up and not do what needs to be done.
Yeah, but
you have people in the penitentiary who, even like the Black Panthers, you got Black Panthers today that are still incarcerated. Still. Because they purposely don't want a particular warrior class, or warrior spirit, I should say, a goon spirit. A person they see with that goon, that's a black person, and if they was to get the proper training, the proper knowledge of self, community, tribal, whatever, and now look, they got their own time. They really putting themselves out there, and they looking at me now as the fucking enemy. They might come up in my motherfucking house and take my whole family out, and then guess what? Be like, I'm ready to lay it down.
But hold on.
I think they fear that.
We got a big man, 90 South from London. Shouts out to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Feel free. I don't know if we could do international calls, but you could go and join us on.
Is he talking about London, Ohio, or London, England?
I'm thinking London, England, but maybe I ain't think about it. I was thinking, I think we're bigger than, I would accept London, Ohio, but this London, England.
We can be.
Listen, if you wanted to get on and you're international, you want to get on our talk, you can hit us up at www.uberconference.com/Gye-Nyame journey. Matter of fact, let me go. I'm gonna type that into the chat so that everybody can get that. Because if you
and
international,
I put the number on my
right,
my Facebook,
but they won't be able to use
it. Well.
They won't be able to use the number from international, but they can get on from the they won't be able to use the number international. Well, I don't know how, because Sister Kim called in. But anyway, yeah, I hear you. But I'm just saying, because you're right. There is a group.
What did he say? Read what he says.
He says, how you doing, sir, from London? We doing good.
Oh, okay.
We doing good over here. It ain't super. We doing all right. You know what I'm saying? We building. I'm able to do it. But shoot, Naveed, I'm about to get up off here. We're gonna have a.
So here's my
Go ahead.
You know, I'm going back to school and everything for criminal justice, and I hope to get myself aligned to be a parole officer at some point, be on the parole board. I think we need people in positions to make changes that affect some people who are in, like how you said, we need to get people who run for office that have our agenda in certain specific places. That's what, in order for me to make some real change, I got to be able to get into them positions to make those changes. Because I don't think I have the numbers that I would need to overthrow some shit, so I got to do it another way. And my goal is, even though it's not a requirement, but it's, most people who are judges, they prefer judges have be attorneys. But if I plan on getting so astute up in this criminal justice shit that by the time I'm ready to run for a position as a judge, if I have my community behind me, I can get elected as a judge. So it's really about being elected. It's not about, what you got as far as degrees. So that's my goal. One day, y'all gonna see Judge Nelson up here, and they might end up, getting rid of me at some point. But I'm gonna try to get in them motherfucking places to make them positions, to make some power moves.
Long as you got them votes. Because like you said, you elect a judge in. Right? Now, but actually we could look at the qualifications and we could see if it takes being a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? That's why the court hire lawyers, so that if you have a question as a judge, you know what I'm saying? So, listen, there's so many different ways that we can attack the system that is oppressing us. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody that's out there that thinking that if they got one way, you's a fool. You got to hit it from many angles. Exactly. War happens on many fronts, my friends, and we have to be willing and be able to do it. And some of them require us to use our mind. Others require us to use our hands. But either way, we have to be prepared. We have to start preparing our young people for it, so that they understand. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have a true understanding of themselves. So they don't have to go to the prison system to get a wake-up education, as Brother Steve pointed out. You know what I'm saying? They can really learn about what it means to be a tribe. And then we could point out tribe behaviors so that they could see what happens. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why somebody can walk in unqualified and get a job without any question. It happens every day. And many of us done seen it happen in our life, but we just don't say nothing. We just don't say nothing. Who is this? Somebody else just popped up on here. Junior Winston, Brother Junior says, mind warfare is the future battle. Deep, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got to really, because really, listen, that's where they got us locked in at. Many of us are out here thinking we free. When there's a whole world and it's a whole tribal thing going on out here, and we don't even realize it. We sitting up here thinking that it's about the individual. It has never been about that. We the only ones that got caught up and start believing what they teaching. Come on now. We know they don't move like that. There's no way. But hold on, let me say this.
You really pulled. You dropped some knowledge on us here. Well, I never even thought about the fact that people who are incarcerated, they tribe up. That's how you survive. I never thought about that.
Look, I ain't never been in jail, but that's one of the first things that if you have any dealings on the street, you understand that you got, when you tribe, you even on the street, you tribe up. What do you think Bloods, Crips, and all these young niggas running around here doing the stuff they do? They tribing up. Because if you're going to deal with the real world, you have to tribe up. There's no other way. You understand what I'm saying? Rockefellers, that's a tribe. They built a tribe to do what they do. How the hell could somebody as disrespectful and backward as Donald Trump become president without a tribe?
First of all, how did Donald Trump become president?
Right.
Think about it. Think about the Bush clan. They call them the Bush clan. What is a clan? Right? We sitting out here
moving.
Exactly. Or a group of tribes. We out here moving as individuals. Other groups is moving as tribes.
I'm not going to say again.
You don't affect change in any system as an individual. You affect it as tribes, and those tribes develop institutions that make sure that they can keep their movement going.
You don't just do it on the table. Everything is going on the track.
I'm just saying. It ain't even hard. I'm sitting back. I sit back. I look at it and I see it. What is it? Think about this. This is why you form institutions. This is why corporations are considered people. Corporations are tribes. Legally mandated tribes. They have rights as an individual. A corporation can sue you as if they were a person, because they are a person. They are a group of persons. Family, I get excited about this because we don't understand this, right? So even within our community, we have tribes working stuff. We got old groups that have tribes, and they go out to the voting booth and they put their people in, even though they ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
We need to change the whole mentality. We need to bring this whole new tribe, this whole new way of dealing with the world, and letting people know, look, the same shit that was going on with us don't go on no more. Tribes have borders. When you cross the borders, there is a fee to pay. Understand that. Think about this. How is it possible that we could have a place that's 98% black? None of the businesses that's running around that place are owned by us.
Right.
You wouldn't do that with no other people would allow that to happen. It's not going to happen. Why? Because people understand that tribes need territories, and if they don't control their territory, then they are how can I put it? They are not even viable. If you don't have a tribe, you're not a threat. You are You are cattle to be fleeced. Because you don't have no group to stand up for you.
Right, sure don't.
But but that's a conversation for tomorrow. Let me go on so I get my daughters up and get where they need to be. And family.
All right, well, peace and love. Peace and love.
Well, hold on. Let me make this announcement. We had Brother Bonacci, because she started off the conversation by reading a very interesting piece from his book. He'll be coming here he'll be here February 7th, 8th, and 9th. Let's talk about the February 8th. At February 8th, he will be there'll be a meet and greet over at the Millennium Community School. Now, it's limited seating and the lunch is included. It's a $10 fee. It'll be over there at from 10 a.m. to 12. It'll be a meet and greet. 12 noon. It'll be a free catered lunch. And he's going to be talking about breaking down racism, the negrization of African Americans, and how and why it's done. Let's understand the how. We know the why. I mean, we know, well, at least I'll give you one of the whys now. About controlling your money, about fleecing you. You know what I'm saying? Why do you keep domesticated animals around? As pets or as producers of something? You a crop.
Wow.
I'm just. But come out, meet the author, and it will be, once again, at the Millennium Community School. I got limited seating. So, family, if you're going to get tickets, you need to get in contact and get people within Taway Village to hold the tickets until we put it up to be sold electronically. And I'm going to work on that maybe tomorrow. I don't know. But anyway, family, this is Brother Hatim.
Okay, well, if you get a chance today, though,
I'll hit you up.
Well, I'm going to call you. All right.
Give me my pen. Give me my pen before you blind me. It's real life here, Jim. Give me my pen, girl. All right, family. Y'all see I got on a new shirt. Get your Gye-Nyame gear. This is Brother Hatim, family, saying tribe up. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a tribe, call us at Gye-Nyame Journey, right? Hit us up. Let us know. We family up. You know what I'm saying? Start putting these skills, resources, money together. Let's make something happen. You know, we got elections coming up here in Columbus. 2023, we can take over the city. Y'all said, don't be playing, crying and shit. But I'm gone. Family, this brother Tim. I'm out.
Ha ha, we tricked you. Ha ha, we tricked you. Ha ha, ha ha.